Okay, we're talking about the Keeper of Traken after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and The Keeper of Traken is the next to the last adventure featuring Tom Baker as the Doctor. There are a couple of things that are happening, actually 3 things that are happening in his personal life at this point that affects his performance here. Now, he's the Doctor, always the Doctor, and he's always played it pretty flawlessly, but you can tell that he is perhaps ad-libbing a little bit less than he would normally do in one of these shows because, first of all, he was coming to work sick, probably had some kind of bad cold. We also had a situation where he had just recently gotten married to Lala Ward, who had played Romana before she dropped out of the show. And then also the news has hit the newspapers at the time that this is being taped that Peter Davison has been picked for the 5th Doctor. So with all of this in the background, we have in behind the scenes some wonderful sets that were built for this. The original script had to be rewritten because of an idea by John Nathan Turner to bring the Master back, that this would be a good time to bring the Master back. And not only in this episode, but in the next one, which will be crucial to the Doctor's regeneration. But we get ahead of ourselves here. What we have, though, is very nicely done, very detailed sets. The design of these sets was not to a point to where it could be well appreciated on television of the time, but as it has been preserved into a high def, you can tell some details in there that no one was able to see before. It was very good set design there. Costume design, the same thing. This outfit that Nyssa wears, which she will continue into the Peter Davison years, a notching up, if you will, of the costuming that they'd had so far. So with this Doctor knowing that he's on his way out, with him knowing who the new Doctor is going to be, with him not being very well, with him having just gotten married, there's a lot probably that's distracting him from the job, although some coworkers at the time said that they really didn't notice any difference in his performance. Maybe you don't either. We have much more of a role for Adric in these adventures. This one especially, he is knowing more and more about how to work in the TARDIS. He's knowing how to read the displays. He's able to go through some of the Doctor's time logs, and while he shows a problem with how the Doctor doesn't index anything, otherwise he is most capable and, unlike a lot of other companions, so technically knowledgeable that he's able to work alongside the Doctor rather than just saying, "Doctor, what's going on?" And in this particular story, he and Nyssa especially are able to put together a device that helps defeat the Master before the last thing happens. Of course, defeat of the Master doesn't mean killing him. He always survives to go to a different day, and they had a nice twist at the end of this episode, at the end of the adventure, where the Master is able once again to regenerate. And also the way that his TARDIS has a working chameleon circuit, which puts it in the form of the Melkor, which is a idol type of statue, which is something that goes back into the Traken tradition of a visitor that brings great knowledge or some such like that. The decomposed Master is played by Jeffrey Beavers. He provides the voice. He was first hired to provide the voice for Melkor before they decided that he was going to be the Master. They did that in rewrites. And then he also becomes the Master himself as a very decomposed version of himself. In this case, the previous time that the Master was seen was in 1976 in one of Tom Baker's adventures, where he has a full face mask and ping pong ball looking eyes, and In this case, Jeffrey Beavers wanted to have more facial expression, so they did all of his with makeup rather than a mask, although he wore the same hooded outfit and things like that. Now, this is explained away by the Master being in his 12th regeneration, not able to regenerate, and without being able to regenerate, he just kind of degenerates. So he has been reduced to a very unsuave version of himself. As played by Roger Delgado during the John Pertwee years, he was a suave and sophisticated nemesis to the Doctor, who also was a suave and sophisticated good guy. So they worked well over each other, and it was after Roger Delgado passed away that John Pertwee decided that it was time to hang up his coat and move on, which he did. So with the second time that Tom Baker has come up with the Master, he looks like he is, as my mother used to call, death warmed over. So what we have here is his intent to be able to use the power of the technology that the Trakens have in order to artificially regenerate himself. This is not revealed until episode 4, but it all works itself up to that. Before then, we know that there's some kind of evil. We know that it has to do with Melkor, the statue in the park out there. And, of course, the Doctor is immediately framed for it all in the episode. So what we see here is, like I say, great costuming, great set design, a compelling story, and we have the first look at Nyssa, who will be a companion, and of Anthony Ainsley, who will be the new Master, who will play a significant role in the Doctor's regeneration into the next adventure, which will be called Logopolis. So all of this, there are some things that lead up to Logopolis in this episode, trying to give it kind of a story arc, which they have not had so much in this season as they have in previous, but still it works its way. So that's what I have on this. I hope that you get some use out of this video, and if you do so, please subscribe and click the like button, if you will. That'll help us, and you can also ring the bell to know when the next video is coming your way. We do these retro reviews of Doctor Who. We will have some Doctor Who news before the end of the week. There's some new things that are coming. I waited as long as I could to do news before, and then the day after I did it, there was some new things coming down. So we'll hear more of that and put all that together for you in another video later this week. We also have a Star Trek retro review coming tomorrow, so if you're into that, please join us for that as well. New episodes of just about everything begin next month. Doctor Who, of course, in its 3-episode premiere of David Tennant's 14th Doctor will be in November, and we'll talk about that in another video. But for now, don't go far.